What's up, everyone? It's Zach McCafferty with Reelphatties, and today we're going to go ahead and go down to the river. I'm going to show you guys how to properly and effectively fish spinners for salmon, steelhead, or trout. So let's go ahead and get down to the river and let's get into this. All right, what's up, everyone? So we're down here at the river. We're actually going to be walking right out here. So let's get into how I set this up. What I go ahead and do is I have my main line right here. I go ahead and grab a barrel swivel that is connected to a clip here, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and tie the barrel swivel end to my main line. What I'm going to be tying here is an improved clench knot. So we're going to go ahead and spin it. Don't forget to always wet your knots. I'm going to go ahead and get that through there. And then through the main loop again. Go ahead and cinch it down tight. Not too worried about this tag end here. Okay, so before I really get into this video, I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to Real Time Northwest. These are their new gloves that they just came out with. These are awesome. If you do not have them for steelhead fishing this winter, get over there and check them out. I'll put the link in the description so you can go check them out. They got face masks, they got chum rags, all sorts of different stuff. Go check them out. Alrighty, so then what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and grab our spinner. So this first spinner that we're gonna be using, this is a North Fork lure. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description to his YouTube channel and his website. It's a very cool guy out of the Pacific Northwest. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna go ahead and connect it to the snap there. This is why we have this here, so it's easy disconnect and connect. So we're gonna go ahead and walk out here. So to effectively fish a spinner, what you're gonna wanna do first is you're gonna wanna go ahead and cast upstream. If this is 12 o'clock, then that would be 9 o'clock. You're gonna cast at your 9 o'clock upstream, and you're just gonna do a shallow cast. Not too far, it's about right there. And you're gonna slowly retrieve. One of the most important things here with fishing spinners for salmon is the slow retrieval. Then once it gets in that current, you can see the end of my tip here. It's just working the spinner by itself. So then we're reel it in. And then we're gonna go ahead and make a farther cast out there. Same at the 9 o'clock. Just like that, we're gonna go ahead and let it go downstream. This is really, really slow reels, as you can see here. Now it's in the current, so we're gonna go ahead and let it work itself in the current. I can feel it smashing on the bottom. That's exactly what it should be doing, getting right down in the bottom 30% of the water column. That's where these salmon are gonna be sitting. So we're gonna have, I think I just got hit, but we're gonna be just working it right along. These North Fork lures, they have a big blade on them, so they work really well for staying in the current and just letting them work themselves, almost as if you're trolling them. So I'm gonna go ahead and just have slowly reel. This is the most important part, is the slow reel. You see a lot of people, they go and they cast it out and they got this insanely fast reel that's not staying in front of the fish. You're just gonna see this the spinner is gonna be right on top of the water, and that's not what you want. So then the last cast, we're gonna really try to get it out there. So what you're trying to do here is you're really working the water column. You're wanting to do 3 casts, one close, a little bit farther out, and then one a little bit farther than that. I'm getting hit by fish that I didn't think were in here right now. So what we're gonna go ahead and do here is we're gonna go ahead and cast it back out, doing the same thing. After you work this section of water, what you would want to do is go ahead and go down. There's a bridge right here, so we can't do that. But the biggest part about spinner fishing, especially for salmon, is just really keeping that spinner right in their face and annoying them. This is a bite that you're getting by annoying the fish. So I'm getting it in that zone right there where it's just the current is taking care of it itself. and I'm just holding it. I'm not even reeling right now, and then the spinner's doing all the action for me. So one of the things that I always do is I always have that clip on there so you can see that. So the reason that is maybe I do see a lot of fish here and I want to fish this spot, but they're not hitting on this color. What I would want to do is have a really easy way to disconnect it and connect on a different spinner. One of the most important things about spinner is knowing the water that you're fishing and knowing if you should keep your rod tip down, which will let the spinner sink, or keep your rod tip up if it's shallower water, where you would the spinner not hitting on the bottom necessarily, but keeping a little bit higher in the water column. So one of the problems is if you have the spinner going down like this all the time and you don't really know where the water is or how the water is deep or if it is not, then the problem is that you're going to run into is scraping the bottom, snagging up your spinner and losing it. So if you know that there is a deep hole, what you can do is you can have your rod tip up, and then say you're coming into that deep hole that you know is there, you can go ahead and drop your rod tip down so you can go ahead and sink it a little bit farther. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just in the current and it's just working itself. I can feel it working right now. So one of the things that's very important with spinner fishing is making sure that you have a rod that has a nice sensitive tip. It doesn't have to be crazy sensitive. These salmon and steelhead and trout usually rail these spinners because this is an aggression bite, not a eating bite. So what I did right there is a couple quick casts to go ahead and get the slack out of the line. Now I'm right there in the strike zone where I can feel the spinner just hitting the bottom. I got really slow reels going on down, very smooth. I can see my spinner, it's working. You just want to keep that spinner in a spot where the blade is just continuing to move. There's lots of different things you can do to be able to fish these spinners. You can add hoochie skirts on them. I'll show you that when we get back to my house. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all these different spinners and the type of water that you'd want to fish them in. Okay, we're back here at my gear. So we have the North Fork lure. We're going to go ahead and pull this spinner off. Just as easy as that. One snap, boom. I'm going to go ahead and take, this is my Blue Fox. Got a little bit of line left on it. Go ahead and pull that off. Make sure you guys don't just throw it on the ground. Put it in your tool, your tackle box, and take it out later. So this is a Blue Fox number 4 single barbless hook. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on there, just like that. And it was that easy to get that on there. So that's why it makes a big difference. Also, the barrel swivel prevents you from getting your spin in your line, which we all know can be a pain, and you'll end up getting big old knots in your line. So we're gonna go ahead and go out there and we're gonna go ahead and fish the same spot that we were just in. We're just switching out the colors. Now that you know how to fish the spinners, we're gonna go ahead and head back, and I'm gonna show you guys colors and how to choose what for what river and what water quality. Alrighty, so what I wanna talk about now is color and blades. So what we have right here is, this is a Blue Fox. This is the number 4. What we have right here, this is the North Fork lure. And then the last one that we have down here, that is actually a Panther Martin. So what I want to talk about is color. Color is very key for these fish, well, spinner fishing. Something that you guys got to keep in mind is when it's sunny, these blades, the really flashy blades, they can actually deter the fish away and scare them. So something that you can do is that, as you can see, this number 4 here is really worn down. This is an awesome blade right here for summertime, because these fish are sitting in the shadows, and if they don't bite while they're in the shadows, then what they are going to do is they're going to bite when they're coming out of the shadows into that sunlight. And if it's a really, really shiny blade, it's going to scare them. They're going to shoot. They're not going to bite. So that's something that you guys want to keep in mind when spinner fishing. Another thing that you guys want to do is for dark water, nasty, murky water, what I usually do is I go with a little bit of a bigger spinner and I go with a nice flashy blade, bright colors. For clear water, I'm gonna go back down to my dual blade, or yeah, dual splinter blades where they're not very shiny. I'm trying to make a appearance there to get a bite, but what I'm not trying to do is spook them where it's just too much. Like this right here, this Panther Martin, as you can see, that's a really shiny blade. That'd be an awesome one for when the water is dark and not super clear. Something along the lines of maybe even this color right here. This is that North Fork because of how shiny it is. This is just how I fish spinners. I hope that this really helps you guys out. If you guys go over to my Instagram, it was right there in the beginning, and give me a follow, comment on the last post. I'll go ahead and shoot you a message. We got some really awesome Real Fatty stickers that we're giving out right now. And I mean, we are getting really close to having those twitching jigs and steelhead jigs ready to order. We're working on the store, working on a couple of the logistics to get them going. We're even possibly going to be trying to get them into a shop. So stay tuned on that. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Help me grow this channel some more so I can bring you some more content and keep you going. Smash that bell notification, or that bell down there, so then you can get notified whenever I post videos. All right, this is Real Fatties, and we're out.